So our first question coming in right now from Aaron. If you can tell us the disadvantages, advantages of creating your own group cruise and finding group leaders to fit in versus getting an interested group leader first. I'm setting up a couponing cruise and finding Pied Pipers. That's a great question, Aaron. So let me restate this so everybody gets it. And I want to read it one more time so I give you some great responses here because it's a super question. It's basically what comes first, the chicken or the egg, when it comes to groups, if you will. So creating your own group cruise, right? So basically, you're creating a theme, you're creating an idea, you have a great idea for a theme cruise, and then you go out to find a group leader that would fit the bill versus finding the group leader first and building the group around the group leader. I will tell you, first of all, they are both absolutely outstanding with merit ideas. The first idea, if you have the idea, now this is great. If you have a great theme idea, the beautiful part is that you will have time, Aaron and everybody, to make a little mini business plan. To actually, you guys in boot camp, have you done the group viability test? Have you downloaded it? Are you applying it to every group? Well, if you come up with an idea, you've got to still run it through my group viability test. And then you'll know if it's going to work or not. And of course, what's very important, Aaron, if you're not going to be the group leader, listen up, everybody. If you are not going to be the group leader, and you need to find the group leader because maybe they're the influencer, they're the publisher, they're the expert, or they're running the organization that you want to appeal to, then you've got to make sure this group leader is going to deliver. Now, here's the thing. You're going to go have a meeting with this group leader, and you have to make sure that your group concept is going to solve their problem, is going to be a remedy, a solution to something they've always wanted to do or to achieve. Okay, so if you have this great idea and you go to this group and it's a person who's the top level of an organization, association, you have to first make sure that, oh, wow, what a great idea. Yes, let's do it. Thank you for approaching us. It could be a fundraiser that's simple, just a simple example. But Aaron and everybody else, if this group leader you approach, if they're like, well, okay, send us details, we'll give it some thought, we'll consider it, I don't know, then move on. Because you've got to have the group leader all in, baby. The group leader has to be 1,000% in, totally into it, totally for it, and they want to feel ownership in it. Now, if it's a group leader like a celebrity, a book publisher, a yoga guru, right? Some kind of a big wig, a wine celebrity, somebody who's big, well, that's a different story too. Okay, hopefully they have a fan base. And hopefully you talk to them and you say, look, don't go in and offer them the free cabin. Remember, we've talked about this ad nauseum. See what they want first. And if they're into it, that's golden. Okay, so that's, the disadvantage there, really, Aaron, that's the advantage. The disadvantage is if you have this awesome idea and you go to source a group leader and you try to put your mission on them. You try to convince them it's good for them. And they're really not into it. And guess what? They're not going to deliver. They're just not going to deliver. But if you find a group leader, they're jumping up and down, they're excited, this is great. And if it's a celebrity, a book writer, something like that, and they're going to get paid and they want to promote it to their fan base and you're still fulfilling a need that they have, okay, it's going to be good. The disadvantage is, again, if the group leader isn't into it. The other side of the coin is if you go find a group leader, and you know what? Instead of focused, friends, on finding a group leader, okay, find a type of group that you're interested in helping. Because if you feel passionate about that organization, association, club, then you'll be more passionate. Maybe you or a family member is a member of that. Maybe you want to be. Maybe somebody in your inner circle of family friends is already a member of that group, association, club. So you feel from the heart that you really want to help them. So you go have a cup of coffee. So instead of focused on sourcing a group leader there, source a group, a concept. How can I help this group? I want to help them succeed. Whether it's a fundraiser, it's an award ceremony, it's a 25th anniversary celebration of the organization, something like that. Or if it's a family reunion, you want to help them bring everybody together and share things and catch up and be and have a wonderful event. The downside to that is, again, it's the same downside, Aaron and everybody, is that if you go find a group or a group leader and they say, yeah, oh, we're gonna do it, yeah, let's go, we're gonna go, I'm gonna go, we're gonna go, and then you launch, you put all this effort into it, nobody books. Okay, and that's either because it wasn't right from the beginning, it was product, price, or place, or it was, what's the fourth P? What's the fourth P? Type it in. What's the fourth P? If it, sometimes it's the price, the product, or the place. But what's the fourth P that will destroy any product launch, any marketing campaign? The fourth P. I'm going to go down and look. Nobody's typed it in yet. It's the P is for promotion. And if you weren't with me the last couple of Ask Stewart hours, I talked about this. It's the promotion. And I have written a whole program. It's called the Group Launch Sequence. If you're in boot camp, you're going to get it. You're going to get it for the same price of admission. It's awesome. I've already recorded 2 of the modules, but I want to launch it all together because it's going to be like an additional week. That's how intense it is. But it's simple. Group Launch Sequence. It's the promotion. Everything, Aaron, can be lined up just perfectly and wonderfully. But if you don't promote it right, and we've never been taught, suppliers don't teach us how to launch it properly. They just say, here's the flyers, blah, 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 have meetings and do it. And if we have time during this hour, if you want me to talk more about it, I will, because I think I mentioned this last time. I don't want to be repetitive, but I know we also have some new people in the Ask Stewart hour today. So welcome. Let's see. Josephine joined us. Nancy joined us. Yeah, we got a great group in today. Amy is here. Welcome, everybody. Remember, if you want me to hear your voice, you just want to ask a question and then mute your mic again, we're happy to do that. I'm not even going to ask if you want to put your webcam on, but that would be super cool. Okay, so let me get back to the boards here. Debbie said, just finished week 2. Have lots of ideas. Yes. Aaron, by the way, I hope that helped. And I see you put some more posts down. I'll get to them, I promise. But how do I find the right person to approve a group cruise, like for a business, example, a vineyard, and the right Pied Piper? Well, we could be here all day talking about it. There's definitely, I think in week 3, there could be more modules on finding the right group leader. Because let me give you some tips here on how to make sure this group leader is going to deliver. Okay, write these down. Keep me honest here, because or else I'll give you 5 tips and it'll all be the same tip. I'm kidding. I'll give you. I don't know. We'll see how many come out. Hold on. I need some coffee. 1 second. Okay. To make sure it's the group leader is going to deliver for you, you have to make sure that they are passionate to see this group succeed, the trip succeed. You'll sense that, you'll feel that, Debbie and others, if based on their level of enthusiasm. So you need to measure their level of genuine enthusiasm. You'll see it, you'll feel it. It's the eye contact thing. You know that when you're talking to somebody and you ask a question and they look away or they go like this, guess what? They're lying. You ever watch that show Lie to Me? Who here ever watched that show Lie to Me? I love that show because it's kind of freaky, but I love studying the face to see if people are sincere, if they're uncomfortable. Because great salespeople can do that. Great salespeople can read a face. Great salespeople can read body language. So understand the enthusiasm. Next, are they willing to have skin in the game? If the group leader is sitting there asking you, oh, I need this free and I need this and I need that, it may be some travel agents before you spoil them so they know what to ask for, and they're gonna shop till they drop, and they're just gonna keep asking. You got to make sure they give, give, give. And you're going to say, great, you want free staterooms? No problem. You want the cocktail party? Okay. You want this, you want that? Okay. However, somebody's got to pay for these things. Big smile. And it's not going to be you and it's not going to be me. So here's what we're going to do. Let's set up goals. So it pushes us all. Remember, you're in this project together. Let's set up goals, reward goals, and go back, crunch the numbers, and figure out at what level, based on how many sales, can you deliver a free stateroom. And be very, very, very careful, because it ain't never free. There's all kinds of taxes. I'll say that ad nauseum, because you guys know that. And make sure you know who's responsible for the additionals or for the extras. Okay, so are they willing to have skin in the game and set up an incentive program, a rewards program, rather than just gimme, gimme, gimme? If it's just gimme. The next thing is are they just interested in themselves? They just want to travel free. Forget it. Move on. Run. Give that group to somebody else. Nobody in boot camp, because that's just in it for themselves. And the last tip I want to give you, okay, there's more, but the last tip I want you, are they truly the influencers in the organization? Do they have an affinity of their own? An affinity you can define as a magnet. Do people respect them, love them, cherish them, honor them, want to be with them, take their lead? When you're having meetings with this group leader, are they gregarious? Are they sociable? Are they fun? Do they smile? Are they truly a Pied Piper? That's where we get the words Pied Piper from, right? Right? The Pied Piper. So, they people follow them. They lead the group. Are they leaders? Are they influencers? That's how you'll know. You got to know before you go, because if you go before you know, you're going to be in for a terrible surprise, a bad surprise, because that group leader is going to fail you. And the people in the group are only going to do what the group leader says to do. So for all those reasons, I hope that helped give you some. If we have time, I go back, we can do some more, but let me check the boards here. I want to get to everybody's questions. Let's see. Aaron said, FYI, I was on extreme couponing and planning on leading one of those classes. I have many fellow bloggers interested in helping me teach newbies. Fascinating, Aaron. They have a following, and I stopped my coupon blog. Okay, it sounds like it's a go. They are very big in the coupon world. One has, holy cow! Aaron's telling me that one of these extreme couponing blogs has over 1.5 million followers. Wow! I saw a show once on these extreme coupons. It's unbelievable. Do you guys do we have any extreme coupons in boot camp right now? But Aaron, I think this is fascinating. What a fascinating concept for a group. Really and truly. Because this is something you need to learn to achieve this title. It's crazy, man. Aaron said, got it, fulfill their needs. Awesome, Stuart, thank you. My pleasure, Aaron. Glad it helped. Nancy, you emailed me a question about 2 minutes ago. Nancy, what are you doing? You're killing me over here. It's all right. We got social media going. See, I got this on vibrate, but let's see if it comes in. And if it does, I'll read it right from here. There it is. Nancy's question. Look at that. See, I want you to know, this is the Apple 6 Plus. It's very big. And not big enough, actually. I wouldn't mind it bigger. It's my mini iPad, and I love it to pieces because I'm a lousy typer. Unless you, and I don't have big thumbs, but there's a way I can put my thumb in a pencil sharpener, I can't type very well. So here we go. Let's see. Oh, we got lots of good questions. Steve, I got your question. Nancy, no need to copy and paste it. I got it here. And remember, everybody, if you want to put your mic on, just unmute your mic or ask me, and I'll unmute your mic because I'd love to hear a voice. I really would. Okay, here we go. Oh, my goodness, Nancy, it's a long one. All right, here we go. I'm going to try. I recently met some women working at a bank in South Maine. Bank has launched a new program called Golden Rewards, and it offers 4 trips a year as part of the membership. Members are invited based on their age and if they have at least $25,000 in the bank. They have brought me on, Nancy, as their travel agent to organize these groups. Awesome, beautiful, wonderful strategic partnership. She said 2 fall foliage tours already set up that they have hijacked. They are now selling seats on the buses for me and will guarantee the trips, 40 minimum out of 45, even if they have to fill the buses with employees. Yippee. So when you say hijacked, okay, it's a good thing because I thought maybe they stole it from you. But the good news is they're doing it and they're guaranteeing you that they're going to fill the buses either with loyal clients of the bank or their employees. That's awesome. Look how things happen. Beautiful. Nancy's got a meeting today with the rep from Colette, and he wants to discuss some group ideas. He's been trying to get into the bank group market in Maine. And Colette works with agents and direct with group coordinators. That I'm aware of too. Colette has always been famous for working, I don't know to what degree, but they work with direct consumers and direct group leaders and travel agents as well. Here's the question. But thank you for sharing that because let it be an inspiration to everybody listening. We've heard two great ideas so far today. This couponing, and again, this is about inspiring everybody to come up with your own ideas and to connect and help one another. Because maybe somebody who's heard that couponing idea may have a friend or somebody who's into it, who's a diehard. So maybe there could be a wonderful relationship started here, a strategic partnership to help one another. That's what boot camp's all about too. Here's the question. What are the guidelines here for negotiating possible future bank groups with the supplier that also work with the banks directly? And do you suggest a contract? What do I need to know or ask the rep in our meeting? What pitch do I make to other banks may be starting to approach? Okay, here's the deal. These are great questions. So let me give you my thoughts on this. Your first question has to do with the supplier, going in and negotiating with the supplier. And if you know, Nancy, it's a supplier that does go direct to a group coordinators, then you need to clearly. I would say, if it was me, I would say, hey, if I'm bringing you in and we're going to use your products, then you need to sign a non-compete. Okay, that's what I would do. I'm sorry. And they may throw you out of the office, Nancy, or they may throw me out of the office. I'm just talking about me. But I would ask that supplier to do a non-compete, who your current accounts are, and who are the accounts you've already talked to. Let's say that you're pitching. Or if you've created some kind of a theme, some kind of a plug and play concept that you're going to bring to other banks too, then they, some kind of a non-compete that they can't go to those clients, existing or otherwise, that you're in the process of negotiating with, or this concept itself, if it has some level of uniqueness to it. I would ask them to sign that, and if they don't, it would make me very concerned. Now, my guess is they may not, because they may say, well, what if that client comes direct to me? I can't stop them. Well, I'm sorry, because Nancy, if you bring in a supplier to meet with your bank client, if you bring them in, you're making the introduction. So, you know what? I don't know. Sorry. That supplier, that bank could have gone direct years ago. Why didn't they? Why did they now? Well, what they did now because you brought the supplier in to meet the bank. So clearly you made the connection, and for whatever reason, that your bank, your client, for whatever reason, thinks maybe they get a better deal or whatever, going direct. And you brought the parties together. And that can't be. That supplier should say, I'm sorry, I appreciate your call very much, but my travel professionals, Nancy, we do this bank program is through Nancy. She's in on everything. You want that kind of support. You want that kind of loyalty, because see, these suppliers want loyalty from you, don't they? Suppliers want loyalty from you. So you need to get loyalty from them too. So that's number one. Number two, so non-compete is pretty much a contract. And in terms of getting contracts from the banks too, you want to absolutely have contracts with the banks. You want to have agreement letters with the banks, or 100,000%, right? That you're their gal, that's handling this program. They need to agree to that, and in that agreement, it's got, remember, it just like what I have in boot camp, the group letter agreement has to be two-sided. Nancy, all the things you're going to do, all the things the bank's going to do, and an agreement that the bank, this loyalty, this travel loyalty program is an exclusive program that's handled by Nancy, especially if you brought the program to them. Now, if the bank brought you in, it may be a little more difficult because it was their idea. But if you went to the bank with the idea and they bought it, they should sign something that said they can't take this concept as is and bring it someplace else. You may need an attorney involved, and if you've got a great concept here and it's working, it may be worth the advantage. Do any of you have any other comments or questions out there? So Nancy, just to close this off, those are the questions you would ask of the rep, okay? Because you need loyalty from them. The second thing is. You asked about what pitch do you make to the other banks that you may start approaching. Right, because if you have a great supplier who is willing to be loyal to you and you want to bring that supplier around to make this pitch to other banks, you got a business thing going. Now, the only thing I want to just say to you, and by the way, if you've just joined us, the reason why I'm looking at my phone is because Nancy sent the question here. You guys can do that too. Totally cool. Totally cool. As long as I get the questions, I'm absolutely cool with it. And you can put your mic on too if you want. So, I don't know if the bank you're currently working with, Nancy, doesn't want you to go to other banks. Are they going to be kind of miffed that you're bringing the same program to other banks in the area? I don't know. I'm asking a question. And if the bank is really getting behind it, and they love it, they love you, but they see you're also doing it with other banks competing. I don't know. It depends, Nancy. Is the bank, and listen, this is important for all of you. If you have a client like a bank or a car dealership where there are many of those, or even a wine store, a wine and liquor store, what would happen if you replicated to those stores? Does it become competitive? Are the banks competing for the same customer? Are they leveraging this for competing to steal each other's customers? Then you got a problem. But if it's strictly loyalty for their own customer base, maybe it's okay. But think about it long and hard. Think about it long and hard, because you don't want to wreck your initial relationship with the bank. You want to worship that, cherish that. And listen to this, everybody. How great would it be to go to the bank or that key client that you would love to take that idea and replicate other places and say, look, I'm doing this exclusively with you. I want you to do this exclusively with me. I'm willing to sign this agreement that says this program, as it is outlined, is exclusive between the two of us. I think you'll because you're definitely going to lock in mutual loyalty. And then you're going to sign an agreement for whatever years that you're going to do it together. But bringing it to other banks I don't know. I'm not so sold on that. I want to say yes, go, go, go. But maybe banks that are not in the same area, which you may not want to go down that road and go to other locations in terms of replicate it. But you want to protect relationships you have who are loyal to you, because you want their loyalty back. Because you'd certainly be miffed if that bank goes to somebody else to handle it. Okay, I hope that helped. Nancy said, no, okay, hey, Jenny, thanks for joining. I appreciate you being in the house here. Thank you. Remember, with Ask Stewart Hour, you come when you can. If you got a bolt, you got a bolt, but I'm just grateful that you're here. And if you don't have a question, just listen. Listen to everybody else's problems or questions, and maybe it'll be inspirational. And please, again, feel free to ask your own. Let's see who else has joined us. Steve's in the house. We got several more. Drenda's in. Hey, welcome, Drenda. Drenda is brand new to boot camp. Welcome, Drenda. It is so awesome and great to have you here for the Ask Stewart Hour. Okay, so Steve has a question here. What's your opinion of promoting a group using Google AdWords? Okay, great question, Steve. And I want to know if any of you, you're welcome, Nancy, if any of you have experience, while I'm answering this question, have any experience using Google AdWords? Type it in and just tell me. Good, bad, indifferent, this kind of stuff. I'm curious. Now, basically, if you don't know Google AdWords, is that you can run advertising on Google in terms of search words, and so you can build a little ad, usually on the sidebar of Google that pop up. It's usually really expensive to get the main page, but you could do it on the sidebar, right? Steve, so I want to make sure I'm honest with describing this. So I had done this when I started a company called resortforaday.com. I did Google AdWords, and basically it's a bidding process. So the keywords that you're choosing to promote, it's up against other people using the same keywords. So it could be 50 cents a view, $1 a view, $5 a view. I forgot what the most expensive word is. I actually think it was, my goodness, I forget something happened like asbestos poisoning, something like that. It's just really weird. But that's how Google AdWords works. So, my friends, this is Steve. I'm going to tell you right now what I think about that. I don't think about it. I don't. It's one thing if you're going to do a promotional group, a speculative group, and you don't have a go-to database, if you don't have a go-to list, and you're just putting it out there that you have a deal you want to promote, maybe it'll work. But then again, what you have to understand, Steve, too, is that these keywords, vacation, cruise, discount, which I hope you don't use discount, you're up against big guns, man. You want to do Google AdWords and you want to play in this sandbox, in the travel sandbox, unless unless your experience is different. It's an expensive game, man, because you've got the online travel agencies, the OTAs. They don't care how much they spend. Well, of course they care, but they have huge budgets. Trust me, I worked for one of the largest, actually the largest OTA on the planet. This company booked more cruises as an organization, as one corporate entity, than any other organization on earth. And they had a very sizable ad budget for things like Google. So that's the sandbox you're in, man. So you're going to be paying a lot. And I think that the groups we're talking about here, these are affinity groups. So by definition, an affinity group would mean that there's got to be a place you can go find them to enter their conversation. Where are they hanging out? Is it on a blog site? We talked about a blog site before of extreme couponers. Okay, is it a customers of a bank? We just talked about customers of a bank. So clearly there's a database. If it's a family reunion, there's a way to find them. There's a Facebook page, an Instagram page. There's got to be a way, I believe, to find the list, to talk to them. And that's part of the group viability test, because I believe, Steve, that if you need to, and I'm going to look to see if you guys have made some comments, questions, but I just want to complete my thought here, that if you have to pay to advertise, what happens is, I believe especially Google AdWords, okay, which is more general, even though your ad's only going to pop up when there's only keywords entered, unless, Steve, it's very, very, very niche. It's very, very, very specific. Like, for instance, I'm going to be silly here. Okay, wait. I'm going to give you an example. All right. You guys, who are these? You guys remember these guys? I was a big fan of the show. This is the Gumby that I've had forever, since I was a kid, and he goes camping with me. He's been, you can't believe how many times he's camped out. That's my Gumby. He's a little dirty, can't be cleaned. He's got a little bit of a split in the seam there. My friend sent me a Pokey because I lost my Pokey years ago. So now I've got Gumby and Pokey. Now, so if you were doing a Gumby and Pokey fan cruise, that's pretty darn specific. So, and I don't know if anybody else is these days, but my point is, if it's a niche, maybe that's a good way to do it. Okay, I don't know if there's a hashtag that you could start, Gumby and Pokey, okay, that's already out there who are fans. I don't know, for Twitter. But I believe the most successful affinity groups are where you know where to find the people. You know where they hang out. You know how to talk to them. And you don't have to spend the money on advertising in a more general sense. So I'm going to scroll down to see if you disagree or totally disagree with what I just said. All right, let's see what we got here. Aaron said, haven't used AdWords, only used targeted Facebook ads. And you know what? Thank you, Aaron, for sharing that. Has anybody else here used targeted Facebook ads? So Steve, give me a comment. Tell me, did I help or did I not? Did I confuse you? Did I clarify you? Do you disagree? Do you agree? Did I tick you off or did I make you happy? Let me know. Give me some feedback here. But I believe that Facebook ads are good. Let me tell you why. Of course, Facebook, free, free, free. Everything is free. Facebook is free. But if you start a group, right? If you have a business page, do you guys know this? If you start a separate group, if you have a business page, it's not a personal page, then if you want everybody to see it, you have to pay. I have a page called The Stuart Cohen Show. I hope that you're all there. I have over 500 agents there, and that's where I promote really the business side of what I do. It's called Stuart Cohen Show. If I make a post there, a lot of times I have to do a boost, and it's inexpensive. Okay, but at least I can set it for $10, right, Aaron? I can set it for $5. I can set it for $20. I don't need to reach millions of people, so normally I spend $10, and it's worth it because more people see it. On the private boot camp page I started for you, it doesn't ask me to boost it, so maybe that's not an option. It's a private group. But even on my personal site, you guys know this, on mine is Stuart Lloyd Cohen. So if we're not Facebook friends, let's make sure we do that. On my personal site, which I talk business to, your post is not necessarily seen by everybody. And I don't believe you can boost it. It is what it is. But I have used Facebook, and I believe that's better targeted. Aaron says Facebook ads just to start my database. Absolutely. And I love videos, by the way. I don't know. Have you guys seen my River Cruise video? I posted two, one week or two ago. One I just posted yesterday. Have you seen the new video I loaded up in my River Cruise group 2017? I made a new video. I also put it I put it on my personal website. Let me know what you think of it. It's about 3.5 minutes long. Tell me if any of you have seen it, and I'm using it to help sell my River Cruise charter 2017. Steve said, totally agree. That was my concern. I'm looking for other ideas. Great. Good stuff, Steve. I'm glad that I helped. Yeah, I just believe, with social media, to be able to find people who have the same interests, you can reach them without spending that with Google Ads. That's just my opinion. So there you go. Aaron's got to run. See, that's okay, man. That's cool. I thank you for being here for a half hour, and I appreciate it very much. All right, we're looking up at the board here. I'm looking for questions. I'm looking for comments. I'm looking for issues. But let me just make this announcement while you guys are typing in. The next Ask Stuart Hour is October 1st. And if you have not signed up, I want this to be a sellout. Now, my GoToWebinar license I can have 100 people in. And there's no reason why we can't sell this one out from boot camp, because every once in a while I have a special guest with me who I respect, who brings a different level of expertise, because I don't know it all. I never profess to know it all, so I like to surround myself with friends who are experts. The last person we had on was I know we had Mike Going, president of FunJet, who I adore. I think the world of him. He was on. We had Isaac Simrod from Travel Insured, a great guy, because I wanted him to share more about travel insurance as it relates to your groups. And I learned a great deal from him, so I hope you did too. Unfortunately, our kickoff one that we did many, many, many months ago, we actually had Alex Pinello from Norwegian Cruise Line and Keith Lane, both who are good friends of mine. He's from Celebrity, and we talked about, what if you book a group and the rates drop? What do you do? How do you tackle it? They agreed to come on the show, and unfortunately, sadly, only those who came got to see it because it didn't record. There were glitches left, right, and every which way. So that's the deal. So October 1st, I have Catherine Heeg. Does anybody in the house know Catherine Heeg? I think Catherine Heeg is tremendously knowledgeable. I know she is about social media. And she's a very eloquent speaker. She explains it, and what we're going to do together is tie it in together. Social media, to help you leverage social media to sell the daylights out of your groups. So that you don't necessarily have to do Google AdWords, or but that might include doing a paid Facebook, So, but there's no agenda other than to help you. There's no slides. So I'm relying on you guys to make me look good that we're going to have a sellout crowd here and be here for Catherine to ask some great questions. Okay, Will said, I use highly targeted ads on Facebook to get more likes. Then I use ads just to my fans. This has worked for me. I'm going to read it again, everybody. Get inspired by what Will has shared with us here. We'll use highly targeted ads in Facebook, which you can do to get more likes, which I think is terrific. So if when they come to your page, right, Will, they need to say, hey, I want to hang with this guy. This guy is cool. He's got something I need. I got a lot going on in my life right now, but Will's Facebook page offers me something. Information, support, inspiration. Or this guy is fun. I just want to hang with people in his circles. I want to be in his circle. So you got to make sure that when they come to see you, they want to hang with you. May not be for everybody, but as long as they like it, guess what? They're gonna get your posts, right, Will? Whenever you make a new post, they're gonna see it. And that's how you build. That's how you build your list. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. We as travel professionals, you guys should not be focused on finding clients to make a sale. You should be focused on finding people who need to be on your list, because you know you can help them. Maybe not right now, but sometime in the future. You want to get people on your list. Now that list includes your database. Old school, I call it databases old school. The new term I like to use is called your list. And the other thing you want to do is communicate with them on a regular basis. And if you can break it out to who needs to know what, like let's say, Will, I don't know if it's a travel page that you have on Facebook, but let's say you're a river cruise expert and you start a separate group. Well, people who have no desire for river cruising are not going to like that page because they don't care. But people who do care are going to like that. So the more niche you can get, and you can start multiple groups. You can have as many groups as you want, right? But then you're going to talk to a specific person. You know what they say about being a generalist or being generic. You know enough about enough. I think a generalist doesn't really necessarily have a specific appeal these days, because a generalist is doing what the internet does by just providing all kinds of information. So the more precise, specific, focused message you can put out there about what you do, what's in your love circle, what's your passion, how you can help, write this word down, how you can help transform lives. Why don't we use the word transform more in travel? You are transforming lives, whether it's individual bookings or group bookings. You are transforming lives. A vacation has transformative powers and transformative energies, transformative memories, transformative experiences. And when it's a group, how lucky are you to transform multiple lives at one time and together? You have play a very important role in society to transform lives. Nancy says, what or how do you contract help with groups? I have a safari group launching for May 2016. A photographer wants to join in. Need to figure out what amount discount I can offer him if he brings in participants, right? Offer him brings on participants. So is that the question? So basically, if you want to bring support like a photographer, which I think is a great idea, on your safari. Now listen up, everybody, because you may have a group and you may say, we really need a photographer so everyone can put down the darn phones and be there, be present. Put down the selfie stick. Put down the selfie stick. Pay attention to the here and now, because it drives me bananas. People who are constantly taking pictures and they view life through the lens. And then they have to wait to get home to look at the video about where they were. It's like they're watching their family vacation on video. But they were there. I hope you don't do that. I know you want to take pictures. I get that. I do too. Put the phone down. And especially with a group, friends, if you can package in a photographer, it would help if there's a photographer within the group already. And you know what you do, Nancy, and to everybody else, if you need to bring on a photographer or videographer, um, and if they're part of the group already and they do that as a hobby or a profession, sit down with them and ask what they need, because you would hope they would want to go and have a good time too and connect and be with the group. But they're also going to be working. So if you have expectations that they need to be shooting constantly, taking pictures at the events of everybody having fun, so they're working. This is no joyride for them. See what they want, because normally at home they get paid to do that if they're a professional. But it's also very expensive to send them on the safari, right? Very expensive. So it may not be so easy sending them free unless you set up a special incentive. So if the photographer does want to go free, then work out a deal so they feel that they're compensated. Let's say they would normally charge whatever a day. And I know the safari is many days, but they're not going to be working every day. They're not going to be shooting in the airports or whatever. Say, listen, if you bring some friends or family or any of your people, that will help bring the cost down to you. Or, and this is my final response to this, you need to build in the cost of the photographer into the package. Remember, I think it's week 2. Packaging, packaging, packaging. So if you take the cost of that photographer and their airfare, you make a deal with the photographer. Say, look, how'd you like to go on safari? I want you to come and work, but I also want you to have a good time. See what kind of a fee they'd be happy with, and then work it out based on what you're going to be providing in terms of the cost of the trip. And make a barter. Make a barter deal. I love barter. I do barters, okay? And lay out an agreement, what they're going to do, what they're going to capture. And then if there's the cost there, you need to amortize it over everybody else who's paying. So if you have, I think you said 18 people, whatever the number is, Nancy, and the cost is $1,000. I'm just calling a number out of the air. It's 18 divided by $1,000. Build it into the package to be able to tell people that you're going to have a professional photographer, videographer accompanying them, so they don't have to worry about pictures. Because the best pictures are not the selfies. The best pictures are the ones that are taken spontaneous when you see a giraffe, a mile high coming down looking at you. To capture those, it's precious. So they're going to have a personal photographer taking pictures of them. That's worth a lot. It's built into the package. I hope that helps. Does that help? Does that help? Let's see what we got here. Nancy said, yes, he wants the deal, and he wants to teach people how to use their cameras. So there's even a double bonus because this person wants to share. And maybe that could be a wonderful thing to incorporate into the group. We're not only going to take your pictures, but our photographer is going to teach you. It's going to give you some of the best tips from a professional, how to take great pictures. Right? I think it's great. It could be all win. Nancy said before and during the adventure. Absolutely. Yeah, it's beautiful. It sounds great, and I would love to hear how it eventually does work out, because I want to come back and let's inspire everybody in boot camp, because I believe, especially for groups, family reunions, or it's significant events, if it's a big celebration of somebody's special anniversary, bring a photographer. Don't worry about taking everyone's running around. You know this, what happens, right? Wait, one more. Wait, one more. Wait, smile. Oh, wait, the flash went off. Hold on, wait, look at me now. Look at me. One more. Oh my gosh. I know you can sell this concept to these important groups that have important events going on, to package in a photog who could do video too. Safari again could be tricky. It's an expensive trip. But the people on the trip may realize, it's built into the package. It's maybe if they were to compare it apples to apples, because, I never want you selling off-the-shelf products for groups, that they'll see, well, maybe it's a little higher, but look at all the things that Nancy's including. Wow, I'm going to get all the photos. I'm going to get all the video. And you got to make a deal with the photographer too. Listen up, everybody. Final note on this. And Nancy, you may already know this, but when it comes to somebody who does that kind of profession, that kind of art, taking pictures is an artwork. Okay. So you have to make a deal that either everything they shoot, all the video, everything, will not be edited, whatever, and they're just going to give it all to you in high res. because people may want to print things up as posters, right? Or the photographer, just like you're doing a wedding or a bar mitzvah or a sweet 16, they're going to give you a package. You get to pick 10 pictures. They'll give you high res of those. And the rest are going to be little thumbnails. And if you want them, you have to pay per picture. So you got to know before you go your deal with the photographer, what it includes and what it doesn't. Because you don't want your people getting all ticked off knowing that they can only get their choice of one photograph framed. So you're gonna have to make a deal. All right, we're going back to the boards here. We got 13 minutes left. I am staying here with you for as long as you need me, or else we're gone. So bring on some more questions. I would love to see it. Bring on some more comments. We got a bunch of new people online. I think I've asked this before. But let's ask on this call while you guys are typing in your question. If you're going to the results conference, which is this coming weekend, I'm going. I'm a keynote speaker Sunday morning. I'll see you there. If you're going to the Palace Resorts Global Convention, I think some of you in boot camp are, but I don't know if you're on right now. I will be there. I'm speaking on the Monday of that weekend conference at Mission at Moon Palace. Let me see. If you're going to Cruise One or Cruises Inc., I'm speaking there. What else do I have? I think that's what I have right now. It's been very, very excited. This is what I love to do. And if you go on any of those, make sure you let me know so I know to look out for you. Okay, who else has got stuff? Nobody's going to turn the microphone on. I see it now. Ain't nobody's going to do it. So here's the deal. If we don't get a question in the next 15 seconds, we're done. We're gone. We're over and out. So I'm going to take a sip of coffee. I'll let you take a deep breath too, because I've been talking nonstop here for 48 minutes. One moment here. I'm going to check the board, see if anyone else has a comment or a question you guys want me to talk about, or just an area. I'll address it because you own me. You own me for the full hour. So use me gently, please. Hold on. Very nice. And by the way, I record the audio. GoToWebinar does not have a device to actually record any webcams being shared, unfortunately. It's very difficult to do because it's crashed my computer when I operate two big programs, GoToWebinar and Camtasia, that I use to screen capture when I make my videos. I gave up on that because that's why I couldn't. My first few Ask Stewart hours never got recorded because it just didn't work. It crashed. But make sure. Oh, Debbie Corwin, make sure that you go back and look at the prior ones because I record these. So download them and whatnot. Listen to it on your commute to work, or if your commute to work is up and down the stairs. Well, I don't know, when you're sitting out with a cocktail on the weekend. Debbie says, "I will see you at the Cruise One Cruise Inc. conference." Yay, Debbie, I will see you there. I'm looking forward to it. And my wife, Kimberly, is coming again this year. So I'm so excited she's able to come. So she gets to party, have a good time. I work, but I also party, have a great time. So it's great fun. Hey, we got Mike Marshev. We got my friend Marv is on. So hold on here. Marv, I'm going to unmute you, Marv. I'm unmuting whether you like it or not. Here we go. Hey, Marv, you there?
Okay, there you go. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hey, thanks for popping in. What?
Hey, I popped in. I always enjoy your shows. That's where I steal all my my things, my ideas. But I do have one addition that may prove to be of interest, and one maybe a slight rebuttal. I don't know.
Okay. Well, but let me just tell. If you don't know that voice, that is the great Mike Marshev. I call him Marv. You're free to call him Marv if you want, because he calls me Wrench. If you need to know why, that's for another show. We pop in on each other's shows all the time. We've been called Click and Clack. He is my friend, my mentor. I'm coming at you from Memphis, Tennessee. He's coming to you from the Hill up in Cooperstown, New York. Mike, take it away.
Hey, listen, I agree 1,000% with your recent take on taking pictures. That I believe that if you're going to witness, it's better to witness through the naked eye than through the lens, with a caveat, and that is, I think there's a giant opportunity when you travel to take pictures so you then can use them in promotional materials later, because we both know, Stuart, that pictures sell. Yeah. Now, the secret, I think, is to spend some time before you go on your exotic trips and kind of think through it beforehand and make a shot list. Okay, so you're going to get 10 photos. I'm going to go get a picture of the chef, like your recent Danube cruise. You took a picture of the chef, you took a picture of the bedroom, you took a picture of the pool. If you have a shot list, you can go after those 10, 12, 30, 40 pictures, and then you know you have them, and you can enjoy the rest of the vacation through the naked eye. Now, what I wanted to add, and this, Johnny's boy Cassidy just got married.
Yes.
And they did something that was very cool that you, the group planners, can do. Talking about photography now, he had a photographer with one of these drones. And on the drone was a video camera.
Mm-hmm.
And the people went off to the deck, and here comes this little machine. It had everybody's attention. The machine goes up in the air. This little helicopter with 4 little propellers flies across. And I saw the finished video. It is spectacular.
Yeah.
Spectacular. And nobody is doing that on a regular basis yet. And I think that if you plug that into your presentation, into your proposal, and show them an example of it, I think they'll take you hands down. And you might even be able not only pay for the photographer and the drone, but it's probably a profit center for you as well. But check that out. I saw it. It was spectacular.
Yeah. I think that's a brilliant idea. 2 huge ideas working backwards. The drone, I will tell you, and to that effect too, we recently sold my house on Long Island, and the real estate agent didn't just take pictures. He took drone pictures. It was crazy cool. And it worked. And I think it's a great idea. There's people out there who do this now for a living. They have licenses to operate the drone, and they come to the party. Wow, Mike, it's a great idea. It's out of the box. And then coming back to your first idea, if you're not going to bring a photographer, make a list of the shots you want to get. So because the worst feeling, Mike, right? You come back from a trip, you're like, oh, I forgot to take a picture of this, or at least of the group having a great time. That you can. It's a keepsake, of course, but you can leverage for future marketing.
Yep, and you do forget, and with a shot list, we just had a bunch of family members up on the hill here, Stuart, and after they left, I said, we didn't take a shot of everybody together. It just, time flies. Shot list is doing your homework, plus you as the group leader, it just indicates that you have all the I's dotted, you're squared away, and who knows, it might be enough to put you over the top and get the business. Those are my 2 bits. That's all I have to say. The show's back to you.
Hey, Mike, I appreciate you joining. You want to stay on? We got 5 minutes left. You want me to keep your mic on or off? It's up to you.
Yeah, no, I'll just listen in. I'll listen in and
okay.
Correct any of your misspellings or your mispronunciations, but there you go.
Okay. Steve says hi, by the way. Steve Davis says hi, Mike. So.
Hey, Steve, back at you. Yep, Steve, yep, absolutely.
Yeah, friends out there. Okay, I'm going to put you on mic. And
wait, Stuart, not friends with an S, just one friend. Steve is it. That's all.
That's it.
Yeah, I got one. That's it. How many you need?
All right, I'll put you on mute. If you need to say something, let me know. So you go ahead and cough and sneeze and scratch yourself, whatever you need to do right now. You're on mute right now.
You'll be on.
Okay. All right, everybody. We got 5 minutes left, and I'm really grateful that my friend, and your friend too, Mike, came on, because he truly is. Never met a guy more passionate to help you succeed and to give you the inspiration, education, motivation to go out there and do it. You can do it. You absolutely can do it. And when it comes to groups, Mike's a big advocate. Mike's a huge advocate for river cruises. He's got all kinds of special river cruise programs. So if anybody on the line, if you're not familiar with any of Mike's programs on river, he just wrote a book. He just published a book, a really cool book on how to sell river cruising. Type it in the box. Give me a call. Let me know. I'll give you direct connect with Mike. Use him as a resource. He also has the Inner Circle, and I know we have some members of Boot Camp who are also in Inner Circle. See, we cross-pollinate, right? So if you want to join his Inner Circle and get a whole other level of training, business training to build your business acumen. Good word, acumen. Let me write that down. Look it up to make sure that I use the right definition of it. acumen. I'm sure he'd love to have you, so let me know. All right, we've got 4 minutes left. You know the rule here. If there ain't nothing typed in, if there's no more mics turned on, we're gone. You're dismissed. But use me for 3 more minutes. And by the way, if you want to check out the website that I'm about to make live, it's a website I built to promote my group, my 2017 group. I will be delighted to give you the link. Some of you, or I already put you into that group. It's called River Cruise 2017 group, because I want you to see what I'm doing. Maybe you can learn something that how because I'm using everything that's in boot camp of how I'm going to market this group. Okay. And maybe you could pick some stuff up and use it. Copy. And if you have a website that you've built to promote a group, send me the link. I'll take a look at it. If you want, let's open it up to the other boot campers to take a look at. Maybe we'll find a typo. Maybe we'll find an opportunity to add a picture or something like that. Maybe we can help each other. Best practices. That's a good thing. So I'm offering myself to you, as Mike does. And if you have something you want us collectively to take a look at, if you're open for our comments, our constructive comments, that's only going to help make you stronger and better, then bring it. Send a link. Post it on Facebook. I love it when you guys post stuff on Facebook and you ask for help. You ask for ideas. It's best practices. It's what boot camp is also all about. And it looks like that's it. It looks like there is nothing else coming in. So I'm going to do, here we go, a 15-second countdown. And we're starting right now. So we're already at 14. But make sure you sign up for the October 1st Ask Stewart Hour special edition with Catherine Heeg, where we're talking about connecting social media and your groups. I want to have a sellout for that. Please make me proud and learn something. My goodness, you've already paid for it. You're at boot camp. You have access to it. And if you're not boot camp yet, if you've been a guest today, welcome. You are very welcome here, and I do hope you decide to start your group revolution right now. For those of you who ask questions during the program, whether it's Nancy or Aaron or Debbie, Steve, let me know if you took my advice or if you didn't, if it worked, if it didn't, bring it. Let's come back. Let's have follow-up here so we know. And that's it. We are at 2 seconds, which means we're done. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. I want to thank my friend Mike for joining. I want to thank you all for giving me your time today. This will be loaded up as a podcast as quick as I can. Make sure you sign up for October 1st. Otherwise, I wish you a bountiful group revolution. Happy sales. Bye, everybody.